All right, I believe we can start this webinar already. Thank you for joining and welcome to the ones who just joined. My pleasure to moderate and host today's webinar about best practices in using technology to protect vulnerable populations in crisis and danger. We'll hear about the many innovations that the Smile of the Child Greek organization have developed. The Smile of the Child dedicates not only to protecting children, sorry, at risk, but also vulnerable adults in times of crisis. And over the years, they have developed a lot of different initiatives and advanced tools and systems for that, from automated alert platforms to mobile disaster command centers and independent national communications networks. So there's many great tools that will be presented today. So I'm happy to have this webinar. Just before we start, a few logistics points. If we can move to the next slides, please. Yeah. So as for all the webinars that we do, if you're not very confident with English or not confident that you would understand everything, note that you can use some subtitles, some real-time subtitles. This is machine-based, but it can help if needed to translate into the tongue that you want, into the language that you want. So you just have an option on the tool that we're using. Next slide. Yeah, this is also to remind you that you have the possibility to ask our speaker some questions. So for that, you should see a box, written questions and answers. So if you click on that box, you'll be able to type your text, and I'll be asking the question to our speaker after his presentation. And finally, next point here, it's just a reminder also before that this webinar will be recorded and the material will be shared on our website afterwards. Now it is my pleasure to welcome here Kostas Yiannopoulos, the president and founder of the Smile of the Child in Greece. So Kostas, you founded the organization 30 years ago. So happy birthday! And you led the organization and through all the achievements that happened in the past years. You will tell us more about your story. Just to mention that you're also the president of the board of the European Anti-Bullying Network since 2014, and you were awarded the European Citizenship Awards by the European Parliament for outstanding contribution of the Smile of the Child. That was in 2014, and in 2021 you were also awarded a honorary doctorate by the Department of Education and Social Work of the University of Patras. So, Kostas, now we'll hear your presentation.
Thank you very much, Benoit, for your introduction. It's my honor to be here today and share with everybody things that are done and how we managed to, within the 30 years, but while I'm loading sharing the screen, I wanted to share with everybody that 30 years ago, I was a businessman. I was a successful businessman in the IT area. And who cares about that? When we found out that my son got ill and he had a cancer. So Andreas, before he left this world, he managed to write, while he was suffering, he managed to write his diary, in his last page of his diary, his idea of making this organization as a child of 10-year-old child can imagine, can think. We as adults, we put added more values and more possibilities. But the genuine idea about creation, and that's why he's our founder. I just as a father and as a society, we followed his wish, his last wish. So I'm here to represent him, and I'm very honored about, after 30 years, that I can say to the world that there are things that have been done because of our collaboration with various actors around Greece. and it's also my honor to cooperate with EANI and be able to collaborate and make things happen. Um, our organization runs 10 10 centers in various areas, such as National Center for Abuse and Exploitation, Center for Violence and Bullying, Center of Vulnerable Children, helplines and hotlines, Center for Health Services, care homes, and children, National Center for Missing Children and Adults, Center for Internet Safety, Academy for Education and Training, it's called the Smile Academy, Center for Crisis Management. These are just organized better the last years because we have to have certain professional, but also technical possibilities, because we have to support many children in Greece that they need our support. Now, I will try to give you some better practices that they came out of our collaboration with the society, of our collaboration with the companies, of our collaboration, because we managed to have the the societies and the companies respect. Out of this respect, we managed to get them all together, and this is a national working, but on a European level, we have made collaboration and created the Missing Children Europe, supported and participating at the board of directors of Child Helpline International. So we just try to to collaborate with many different actors around Europe and around the world, like a National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, Global Missing Children Network, all around Greece, all around the world, International Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Now, the so-called best practices that I'll try to share with you, it's within the missing children and adults, children victims of abuse and exploitation, crisis conditions, earthquake, flood, fire, etc. And I'd like to share with you the idea behind it. You see, we have technology, and also we have people that work and run the so-called National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and this has various possibilities. So when there is a problem in Greece, when there is an earthquake, when there is a flood and fire, we transfer these possibilities, human resources and other resources, to the vulnerable areas that they need us. Now, behind this is something also for the ones that they're trying to struggle with technology, knowing that it's very expensive possibility to have various very high technology. I'd like to share with you something that we made, which is, I understand, unique. We managed to penetrate, to create the interest of the biggest companies in the world represented in Greece, and also, that is called Technology Group of for the children, for the child. And these companies have got together, they meet occasionally, and they've decided to continuously support through our organization the children and the population that they're hit by various disasters. As you can see, there are many big companies around the world and in Greece, and this is again called Technology Group for the Child. So they design some of our call centers, some of our technology that you see later. They implement, they support. This is the biggest issue here, how to support and also be able to update this technology. This is the biggest problem, because to update sometimes you need it if you had to pay a huge amount of money. I must say that we don't pay a penny for this kind of technologies. We don't pay a penny for the support, continuous support, and the sustainability of this technology. So that's why we have the interconnected call centers. The main one is in Athens, in Agia Paraskevi, and the other 8 it's in various areas of Greece. And this is something important, because our call center, we tried very hard to persuade the various stakeholders to be connected with the 112 emergency number in Greece. So with the General Secretariat for Civil Protection. With this, we have a vice versa communication, because we handle, apart from the national line for children, we handle the European lines, hotlines and helplines, such as 116000, which is a line for the missing children, the 116111, which is for counseling with the children and the parents, and the 1017, which is for missing and exploited adults in case of missing. We are very proud that we are connected with the 112, and people from 112, I mean the huddlers, they call us sometimes because they have some other languages speaking persons, or there are some tourists that they want to connect with the smile of the child. And this is good, because we manage to support the 112. At the same time, we promote 112, because it's a very important number, particularly in Greece, that they are confusing the 112 activation for disasters with the 112 number for calling for emergencies, because the people remember the police number, the ambulance number, the fire brigade number. And so we try to show to the people the importance of calling the 112 in case of emergency, in case of a need. Now, we're talking here about sustainability. We're talking here about 24/7, without any stop over our lines. In order to ensure the continuous operation in our 4 lines under emergency crisis conditions, and thank God we haven't used it so far, but the Smile of the Child has a disaster recovery area at the Athens International Airport, Eleftherios Venizelos. What is happening is that the airport IT has a room ready to work and be connected in case of a disaster. And then our professionals, because we do have professionals handling the calls, psychologists, social workers, and not just some people that they reply the numbers. So this is very important. We make from time to time some tests to see that it's working. And the good thing, and we thank always the airport, they're all the time changing the technology within the room, so to be able to be updated and work properly. So we're very proud that we have, and it seems that we haven't seen so far this kind of a disaster recovery area, because we have also some other disaster recovery areas in other places. But this is important, because the last place will go down, particularly with our idea, with our knowledge from the Spanish and the Portuguese situation. It seems that we have to be strengthened. We have to be ready, because we had a communication with our counterpart in Spain, ANAR, and they told us that after a time they had to go down. We don't know, of course, whether the lines went down, but we're talking about power. And probably the lines were very heavy, but at least to make sure, and this is a feed to the people from the European emergency number, that it seems that we're going to have more and more this kind of disasters. So let's see a way how they cope with this kind of problems. UDURAM and a European missing alert automated system, thanks to the program that we have from the Ministry of Technology, and before it was the European Commission, we have a system, although the Amber Alert came originally from National Center for Missing and Exploited Children from the States, named to Amber, a girl that was missing in Texas, and that all the people and the authorities and the private sector get together to mobilize all the efforts to find a child that is gone missing. So we have this, and we are very proud with the possibility for people that they don't have IT knowledge, that they can put the names, the name, the picture, and all the data, and automatically the system, the EMAA, connects, makes the spot for the channels, for the road signs in the streets, for the ATMs in the banks, for the metros, for the airports, etc. So within 12 minutes, your child who is gone missing, everybody will know that do something because there is a problem. We have to utilize the people, the public, and this is a success of emergency organizations, to mobilize the public, to be the eyes and the ears of the authorities, of the police, etc. So as you can see here, some information. We have various ways, apart from, of course, of the technology, search and rescue team, dogs specialized in finding children and adults, etc. Now, as you can see here, in 2007, we had 40 members on this European missing alert automated system. Now we have more than 160 members, TV networks, radio stations, news websites, airports, ports, banks, ATM, road signs, train stations, search and rescue teams, ministries, volunteer organizations, and many more. Now, there is an application that is made by our PTT, well-known PTT Cosmote in Greece, and cooperating now lately with another big PTT organization in Europe, which is called collaboration with Cosmote, and I don't remember now, but anyway, I'll find it. This Cosmote is part of the group of companies that they participate in this technology for the children, and so they have made an application for us, which is shown the children or adults that are gone missing, and also inform the people, and the people can collaborate and can communicate in case of finding this person. So there is an interconnection within the public to see if there is knowledge. And it's important that the information goes to the specific area, the person that was gone missing, which is important immediately to utilize people and authorities. Out of there is a missing alert protocol taken from based on the model of the Herbert protocol, which is successfully implemented in England. And it's a comprehensive process with the primary goal of preventing and addressing cases of missing persons who suffer from disorders or are at high risk of disappearance in a timely manner. Immediately, and as part of the SmileNet program, a tracking service will also be provided for individuals at high risk of disappearance. So the authorities, because sometimes when a person is missing or a child is missing, the parents, the family is confused. So they don't remember anything, they don't recall the information that they have about the person, and this is giving all the information to the relevant authorities and information of the whereabouts, the health issues, psychic problems, etc. So this, together with the possibility of tracking the person who is vulnerable, and I'll show you later how we do that. Now, apart from the Amber Alert utilized in the television and the other resources I mentioned, it's important that it came in collaboration, and we are the first country to utilize this, thanks to Meta, Facebook, and Instagram, that all Facebook users in Greece, around 5 million, they get immediately information on the Facebook or on the Instagram about the person, the child gone missing. And this is important because also it goes to the area that originally the child originally started missing. Now, this is when I was telling you about this protocol. There's an integrated system providing assistance to persons at high risk through locating services. What it is, our call center, as you see behind me, the screen, the big screen, there is a map, and there, people, vulnerable people, I'm emphasizing this because it's against the ethics to put a tracking device to a child that is gone, no problem. So we, as other organizations around the world, avoid, of course, to have tracking systems for our children. We have to give them strength to know how to protect themselves, but not tracking them. So I'm emphasizing here that it's only for vulnerable children and adults that we have this device, as you can see here, that this device has a possibility of first having the tracking, and we can see in the map, the family gives us the geo fence around the area that this person is moving. So if it goes out of this geo fence, there is an alarm activated. So immediately we inform everybody, I mean the family, also the resources, and our rescue search and rescue team immediately utilize other search rescue teams in the area. Also the police and the municipal police, because they are participating in this. Now, two other possibilities of this device is first, the person that has this device on his hand, he can press a button, an SOS button, and communicates and speaks directly to our center. There is another possibility that if the person has got Alzheimer, doesn't remember to press this button, there's a possibility the family or our center calls this device, emphasizing, call this device, not the person that he cannot remember sometimes to reply, and speaks immediately to the person that is gone, is out, giving him some ideas and some ways to calm him down, etc., etc. So it's a unique system that we have. We are offering this service, of course, free of charge to people. Only they buy the units from the company. Now, no. Now, the National Network of Digital Autonomous Communications. We are proud to say that we have managed, thanks to the SmileNet system from the ministry and the program from that ministry, that we have managed to have a digital communication with the repeaters all around Greece. So, which is a secondary possibility of emergency, and we have put this idea to the 112 call center to be able to offer to them the secondary services for any calls that they need to be contacted and give information to people, apart from the 112 directly, working directly, of course, that is important. But our services came out of the society, and our services go to the society. They don't belong to anybody. They belong to the society, to the children, and to the people of Greece. And not only Greeks, of course, tourists, foreign people, refugees, etc. So it's important to emphasize this. And so that's why we have this very important communication. It's now in the process of going and finishing the last repeaters in the remote areas. As we can see here, we have other possibilities for detection missing persons. Some software. I don't want to say too much because that there are technologies utilizing drones and utilizing maps, all the possibility of a person that, according to the age, how far it's gone with the possibility that the software is giving you, and what area it can go around. So the rescuers know more or less what is going on. So also, we are very proud to say that we have something very, very important and very useful. It's a mobile command center, which has all the capabilities of communication, PTT communication with our call centers in our organization, and HF, UHF, VHF, all the various communication, radio communication. But the important is also connected with satellites, and something which is we found it in the States sometime. I don't know whether it's working in Europe. I'm sure they do, but it's sometimes when you have many organizations working, many authorities working with different radio systems, this has the possibility of having the coordinator, having one possibility of talking to all the different systems. So the command there is giving instructions simultaneously to the police, the fire brigade, the ambulance service, and army if needed to, and everybody who is connected with the system. So, and also has possibility of showing pictures, and showing through video. There is a post open apps, and it's autonomous. It doesn't have to have outside line. It's autonomous, working with various systems such as sun, anyway. So, and various other sources of power. So sometimes I miss some words, but it's not. You can find it probably in the presentation. One of the biggest problems of immediately utilizing rescuers, volunteers, professionals, it's the possibility of automatic system that informs, like the Amber Alert I saw you earlier, informing everybody that comes out and bring the other people also in the area of disaster, in the area of missing a person. It's a system. It's called VAPI Smile. We try to have the smile within everything, and we try to, when we finish, to have smile rather than something else. Is the development of a digital management information system for volunteers and collaborating organizations and actions in cases of disappearance or emergency situations. In no time, informs immediately everybody who has to know that there is a problem and let's get together. Now, it's something here that it's international in the possibility that Amazon has created. It's a system. It's called GMC Engine at the service of missing children. Amazon created this software. What it is, it's a software that finds, in case of missing child, try to find the picture of the child within the dark web or the deep web in case of trafficking or sexual exploitation, and informs, of course, the relevant authorities. Greece and Smile of the Child was the first to utilize the system, and we work very hard with this. Now there's a new version. There are new versions that gives more possibilities, and this belongs to the International Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and it's available to the Global Missing Children Network, which are police forces and other relevant authorities working together hand in hand. And as you know, there's a problem of getting even the police forces to get into the dark web and deep web. This one, it was one of the first applications run with AI. Now we know AI, and we can see what AI can do in these particular areas. We're also very proud. We need tools here. We need tools that the children can communicate. We need tools that communicate easy, parents, people, and that's why there is an application. It works at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. It's called CyberTip Line. CyberTip Line receives in the States 200 million reports for children vulnerable that they got into missing or sexual abuse or other areas of trafficking. And only from Greece, there is something like last year, 50,000 reports. The National Center, the NICMEC, as they call it, gave us the possibility to have the Greek version of CyberTip Line. So since we started it, it seems that now everybody within the internet can make a report directly, and the report goes, of course, to the relevant authorities, as well as in case of international problem, it goes through the National Center in the States. Now we have something which is very important, because the children and the youth lately, they prefer to work with the mobile. The mobile, they send messages, they communicate with messages. Okay, they overdo it, but they do it. So what you do, you have to go through their possibilities and give them the possibility to communicate with the same way. So thanks to the National Bank of Greece, who are member of this group of companies for the technology for the children, there is a chat version of communication that the children call and they say, I have problem with my parents. I want to communicate because I have some issues with the exams. Also, I want to commit myself suicide. We have two to commit two cases of committing, they want to commit suicide every 3 days, which is not good news for Greece because we have the son, we have the family bonding, etc. But it seems that everywhere the problems are becoming worse and worse within the youth communities. So that's why there is a way that you communicate the children, and we are proud that they trust us as an organization to share with us very important issues before they speak to the parents, even together with the parents. So it's important that we use this possibility. Okay, it's earlier than expected, but let's give the important things, and let's have some time probably to have some questions if there is any, and collaborate, communicate, working together hand in hand. This is the only way that we avoid the problems that are not problems in Greece, a problem in every country, particularly in Europe and elsewhere. So let's get together. As my son, at his last page, he was saying, if we get together, we can communicate, we can make it. So we can make it because we are organizing ourselves. We work hand in hand. Let's do it, and let's make the world different for the children and also for the vulnerable ones.
Thank you very much, Kostas Efraristopoli. It was a very interesting presentation, and um, I was really amazed about the different things that you have, the different initiatives you developed, and all of them trying to really know or expect the needs of the population you target. So I guess there was also a lot of work on research to understand also the need of these communities. So I think your presentation was very interesting, and I guess very of great inspiration for the audience. Um, so just as a reminder for everyone, you have a possibility now to ask some questions. So there's a box that are questions and answers. So feel free to use it, and I will be reading the questions. So I already see a question by Irache Gomez Usaita from Eviden. So I quote her question and first comment, actually a very impressive work. What percentage of your volunteers are dedicated to technology development?
What percentage of volunteers are dedicated to technology development?
Okay. There are all these components I mentioned. They have volunteers. They're employees. I mean, it's not only the company, but the employees of the companies that participate in the group of technology. They are part of our work. Just to give you an example, we have only 2 IT people working for our organization, and with this technology, we will need many more. And instead, we have people from Cisco, we have people from Microsoft, from Hewlett Packard, and from National Bank of Greece, for Cosmote, etc., that they work as volunteers,
Okay.
technology volunteers. But I must say also that we're very proud that recently we got the HP, the Hewlett Packard's announcement that they give us, the foundation of Hewlett Packard, they give us possibility of money, because the money is always needed to make this happen, technology possibilities, and to influence children about technology, to give them the good part of the technology apart from the bad one, which is, what's happening within the internet. And so all these people are working as volunteers. So within also the 9,000 active volunteers we have, there are some people that they have technology knowledge, and this is because they made some, let's say, some teams. I hope that covered you.
Okay, interesting. Thank you for the answer. Thank you also, Irache, for the question. Feel free to ask more questions or to use the chat if needed. So actually, how many people work for the Smile of the Child?
350
Wow.
around Greece, and it's only 12% in the administration. Just to not to think that we have a huge administration, and particularly scientific people that they've got to give really replies to the problems of children, and working hand in hand with the universities, with students and professors, and we have a kind of communication every day, and we have the training of our people, the training of our volunteers, and continuous supporting them to have more knowledge in a European level, in an international level.
Yeah. Okay. And actually, so you just mentioned the international level. I was actually quite curious, especially when you use like the chat and so on. Uh, does the organization like work also in different languages? Because perhaps there's some children who speak different languages. Also, there's a lot of visitors in Greece with different languages. So how is that work done?
We work together with people that speak the different languages, so we have the possibility of voice and chat. Something I did not mention, and it's missing, is the communication with the sign language. We have with the
Yeah.
organization, the foundation of the people, the deaf people. We have a link, like it's happening in Spain. We've got this idea from Spain. We found the various actors here, and we have the sign language possibility because we want everybody to be able to communicate with us. Not handicap will stop them to do it, but also the languages. I mean, some time ago, because now there are not so many, we had the issue with the Ukrainian problem, with a lot of Ukrainian
Yeah.
women with the children. We cooperate with the Ukrainian helpline, hotline, that they were a disaster, and everybody from Europe. I must say, this is a good example of collaboration. Everybody from missing children in Europe, including us, we got together supporting this helpline that they got destroyed, and communicating with the Ukraine because people are here that don't speak any other language sometimes, and we had to communicate.
Of course.
Refugee children are Scotland minors, and that we give some pamphlets when they get into Greece, so they know who to communicate with in case of emergency, in case of exploitation.
Yeah.
Αραβικά, φαρσί και ουκρανικά, τώρα είναι εθελοντές.
And now there are volunteers that they do this work, but also something that is it's thanks to the collaboration. Java, Sawa, a Palestinian call center. We have direct communication. I mean, it's like an extension. We just call 324 and we communicate with Sawa, which means that people from Arab countries, because it's not how to speak to a child or to the people, if you don't know the mentality, the culture. I mean, there are some issues that you have to communicate about their culture as well. So we had this communication in three-way communication with the people from that call center, and we asked other call centers also from various countries to support us in this idea.
Okay. Wow, very, very interesting. And some of us may also wonder how is the Smile of the Child financed?
You know something, they say begging. We don't
Yeah.
have, okay, apart from the European projects that we got, and we are very proud to be trusted and work very hard with this. Companies in kind. I mean, you can see cars, ambulances, clothes, food, everything that has to we have to feed the children, the people, etc., are all in kind contribution, but also the people, with a small token and a small possibility of everybody working, helping. We don't have such as other countries like, I mean, I know that France, there are some NGOs that they got even 100% of support. Here, there is a lack of handling things, and there is a new law now which probably will help to activate the ones that we are certified, because this is a problem in Greece. The certification that we have, some of us, the local, I mean the national and the European certification is important, because we are not only working with a crystal clear communication, but also we do it and we have various audited companies, etc., because people have to trust the organizations such as our organization.
Yeah, very interesting. I see someone from the participants have a raised hand, Christina Pontida. So maybe you want to unmute yourself and ask the question directly, Christina. We can't hear you, so maybe you should unmute yourself, or perhaps was just by mistake the raised hand. No, well, we can't hear anything. So, is there any other question left before we end this call? You can either write it or raise your hand if you want to ask
I
something.
have a question for you.
Go ahead, Kostas.
How can we expand through your capabilities as a European entity this and meet with although you do it, although you successfully meet with other organizations, but in this area, in this particular area, that we had a meeting, an international meeting with the National Center. So we met from all over the world, police forces, etc., and we shared the possibilities of working together. This is one action that we do today. Okay, probably some people will see us. How can we expand this within the European emergency number?
Well, that's a great question, and I think it's open to everyone. I think this is a first step, and we're always happy to have also your collaboration to our platforms. I think would be good to that you join the next NA conference in April 2026 in Riga, and then we can. It's a good way to meet with. There was about close to 800 participants during the last conference from over 50 countries.
I
So
missed
I
it.
think it's a good way to meet the different emergency services from different countries and discuss how to expand and how to connect with these services. And then we are discussion platform, let's say. So we're happy to provide the space to exchange and provide the right contacts in the organizations.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, I don't see any more questions, so I guess we can end this webinar. Thank you so much, Kostas, for your participation. It
Thank you
was
very much
very
for
interesting,
giving. Thank you
very
very much for
insightful.
giving the opportunity to share important issues and to have a child, a little guy's idea gone 30 years around, because we have so many people interested in about doing the good work that we have to join the forces. Again, I'm saying this because this is important to make things happen for the people. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, and you can be proud of your organization. You can be proud of the legacy also of your child, and we'll for sure keep on hearing from the things that you do in Greece. So this webinar was recorded. It will be uploaded online. The presentation will also be shared on our website. So just go to ina.org/webinars and you will find the recordings of all our webinars and all the presentations, and you can also find information for the next webinars. Thank you so much to everyone who
Thank
joins.
you.
Thank you again to Costas, and see you soon.